Hey, you guys. So I thought I would film up in my beauty room today. I just thought I would give us all a different vibe. Every once in a while, it's nice to shake things up, but it's so convenient. Everything is right here in my reach, and I'm super excited. So the look I'm going to be doing today, you guys, is super simple. I've been doing this a lot. Like if I go to a picnic, anywhere where it's super hot and humid outside, this is my go-to look. Because as you guys know, I've mentioned many a times, I have horrible allergies. So what happens is my eyes start watering. I start doing this, half of the makeup comes off anyway. So this is what I've been doing. This is my go-to look for the summer. So I thought I would share it with you guys. But before we start, you guys, I'm just going to be kind of shaking things up on my channel. Not so much, with the content or anything, but I just think with the intro and stuff, I just, was looking at my analytics and it just seems I lose a lot of interest, like right in that intro. So I'm just going to, see what works and doesn't work. And, your guys' input is always very valuable to me. So if whatever you got to say, I would love to hear it. But yeah, you guys, we're just going to go right into this. Like I said, it's going to be super fast. Okay, so I do want to let you know that I have already, of course, put on all of my skincare on, and I have put my sunscreen on. And the sunscreen I go to in the summer, it's by Australian Gold, and it's their botanical SPF 50. It's a mineral sunscreen, and I have mine in the shade to medium to tan. And I just love this, and I'll tell you why. It actually is a little bit more of a drier formula, which is unusual for me. You guys all know that I have dry, mature skin. If you're new, I have dry, mature skin, and but in the summertime, it does become a little bit more oily, and it does add just a little bit of color, not a lot. They do have a lighter shade, but again, I'm pretty light complected. I do have a little bit of self tanner on, so I think this just matches beautifully. And the great thing is, it does cover. I always have something in my hair, you guys. I always, it does cover slightly your, acne or sunspots, but not all the way. So I honestly would even go out with just this. I'm just gonna, of course, still prime my eyes, and the reason why I do this, you guys, is it just cancels out any discoloration. As you can see, I have, some pinkness going on, and you can see some of the veins, and I do have like a little mole there. So this just evens it out. And I do get this right on Amazon, and the company is called Onus. Okay, so now that's all applied, I'm just going to let this sit and dry down just slightly. And really quick, you guys, I do want to say thank you with all of my heart for all the comments, the direct messages over on Instagram. You guys were so helpful to my heart. I don't know how many. I don't even know how many times I broke down, just sobbing but it wasn't sad tears. It was just so much tears of the love I felt from you guys. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you guys are new, I'll link that video here. But yeah, I just kind of went into the troubles I'm having with menopause, and you guys, it was just so amazing. All the new names. It looks like you've been with me for a while, but you never commented, which I get, you guys, because I'm a silent watcher as well. So I don't comment on every video I watch is either. So, but it was just so nice to see new names and the names that I see every, week. You guys just amaze me, honest you do, and I'm so glad that we're in this together. And yeah, you guys, and if you just stick with me and through the hard times and the good times, I cannot thank you enough. I really want to get into it because we don't want to start crying today, but I do. I thank you with all my heart. Okay, so let's continue on, you guys. Okay, so now that I got that applied, I do still have some of the acne that was happening in the last video. Not bad. It really cleared up, you guys. And what I used was the ordinary niacinamide, here we go, niacinamide drops. And I just directly placed it, placed it on the acne that was going on. And I'm telling you, within 2 days, it was cleared up. So I'm super happy about that. But now I am going to go in and I'm going to use a hydrating mist. And I've been doing this almost every time I put on my makeup, you guys. And this one I just got in my BoxyCharm. It's called the Manicatar. And it's a hydrating mist that has, I believe, rose oil in it, or rose water in it, because I truly can smell the rose in here. So if you don't like roses, yeah, you would not like this. You guys are all, you know, like hydrating mist scented because, you know, my pineapple one and then this one. So I don't know. I have not found one that is not scented. So if you guys know of one, you know, maybe put in the comment section below if somebody's looking for one. You can suggest one. But I've only gotten two, and of course, both of them were scented. Okay, so now that I applied that and let that dry down just a little bit, I'm going to go in with a pore primer because I still want to cover my pores. And I'm going to use the one from Benefit and just use this. I forgot how I liked it, so it's good to always go back into your collection and revisit and see what works and doesn't. So I usually use the Maybelline Master Blur Stick. That is my ultimate favorite. It just really covers the pores, and I do feel like it covers fine lines and wrinkles. So yeah, that's one of my favorites, but we're going to try this one out again today. It looks really good, so hopefully it will play with my makeup. Again, this does dry down to a more dry formula, so again, this might be really good for the summer months when I do turn a little oily. And here is another one starting to show its face, you guys. I don't know, this menopause acne is really something. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion. I love this, and I think I'm going to really enjoy it more in the summer because it is more of a dry formula. Again, because my skin does turn a little oily, but I still love a beautiful glow, you guys, even in the summer, especially in the summer. I just think it adds, you know, just so much life into our skin. And, you know, you're out in the sun and you kind of get the movement of the glowiness on your face, but I don't want it to look oily. So I'm hoping that this will work with the combination I'm going for today. So I'm just going to place a little bit on my hand, about that much. And, oh, you guys, I probably should pull my hair back. And I'm just going to apply this everywhere, especially focusing on the high points of my face. Okay, I'm going to pull my hair back, but I do want to mention that this is pretty much my go-to look, especially for picnics in the summer. So it's super easy. I just blow dry my hair, and I just use, you know, I kind of twist my bangs here and put it up with a bobby pin, and just put a little curls around my face. Everything else is just through the hair dryer. And yeah, this is one of my go-to looks. Now, if I'm out on the kayak or possibly, you know, if I go golfing again this year, I do put it up in like a ponytail or my fake little bun. So that's what I do in the summertime pretty much every day for my hair. Okay, and for my eyeshadow, I'm just going to use this here. It's the LA Girl Matte Bronzer. I love this bronzer. This is pretty much one of my most reach for bronzers. So I'm just going to swirl quite a bit in there and just basically put it all over my crease. And I do have a very large or a lot of real estate there of lid space, so I am going to pretty much put that all over. And just make sure that I blend out those edges, and I'm just kind of taking that up towards the temple here, just to really blend that out. Okay, so you can even just leave it like this, but I'm actually going to add just a little bit of something, and I'm going to use my ColourPop, and this is in Amaze. I haven't used this forever, but it looks like that. It's super, super pretty, and I think that this will just add a little something to the look. So I don't want a lot, but just a little bit. And again, I mean, I could definitely go without this, but you know me, you guys. I have to have a little bit of shimmer in my life. Now, I did forget to go in with, you know, and spot conceal over some of the acne. And what I've been using is the Lancome Tint Dull. And I believe I got mine in the shade Bisque Neutral. So that's what I've been doing. And this does really work really well for spot concealing. So while that's drying down, I'm going to go in and curl my lashes. And I still want to curl them because I do want my lashes to have a little bit more drama than usual, because I do have such a light eye look. You know, I do want to add a little bit more something to the eyes. So I'm actually going to go in and use my Essence Lash Princess. And I'm going to use the waterproof formula. only because, again, my eyes do water a lot in the summer. And also, too, it just keeps your lashes a little curled a little longer. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my concealer. I'm going to switch things up a little bit just to see if it makes any difference at all, you guys. So I'm going to use my CoverGirl, and this is just one of their concealer sticks. And I got mine in the shade Light Pale, and it almost has like a little peach undertone. So I've been really liking this. It's super creamy. It works really well with my dry, mature under eyes because my under eyes do remain dry most of the summer. You know, they never really change like the rest of my skin. And also, what I've been doing is going over that with the Makeup Revolution, and this is an eye brightener, and I think I got mine in the shade Light. And I just put a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm not going to use a lot, you guys. And this also has vitamin C in it, so I imagine if you keep using it over time, it should really help. And see how they just kind of brighten it up even further? Okay, so now I'm going to go into the complexion, and I'm not going to blend in the concealer that I use to spot conceal. And for my complexion, I'm going to use the Tower 28. And the reason being, this does have SPF in it as well. So I'm going to be getting some major protection here, and I think this one has 30 in it, and I got mine in the shade Mulholland, I believe. So I really do love this. I think it is super nice. It's not super full coverage, but it does have quite a bit of coverage. And what I'm just going to do is place a little bit on my stands out sponge here, just about that much, and I'm just going to kind of dot that all over. Now this does have a pretty good glow as well, but I am going to set this, so I do want a little extra glow so it does come through the powder. Because again, you guys, I do have that oily problem that comes into play in the summer, and I do want some control over that. And I do love the Stands Out sponge. I totally forgot I had it. I actually have two of them. I found it when I was, cleaning out my drawers, and it's a really nice sponge. I love that, you can kind of bend it and maneuver it any which way you want and really get into spots that are usually hard to get. Another great thing about the sponge is it doesn't soak up a lot of product. So you don't have to use as much product. As you can see how beautiful this looks, it does have a super nice glow. It's still drying down, so it will not be as glowy, but I love this. It's just so beautiful. I think it lays beautifully on the skin. The pore filler looks really nice, you guys. It really worked well with all these products, so I am going to hurry up and set my under eye because I do not want those to crease at all. And what I've been using for my under eyes is a Charlotte Tilbury that the kids got me for my birthday, and it's just like in a mini. So I thought I would better, use it because it is a really nice powder. And I got mine in the shade, or they got it in the shade Light. So I'm going to make sure there is no creases before I set this. And just really tap that out, and then I'm just going to push this under the eye. And as you can see the difference that made. For my cream bronzer, I'm actually going to use the LA Girl Pro Concealer. I used this the other day, you guys, and it stayed on for a very long time. I think for the summer, this would be great. And I got mine in the shade Chestnut. And I just placed a little bit on the back of my hand. You don't need a lot. And I'm actually just using my e.l.f., and this is the Putty primer applicator, but it works really well as a bronzer brush. So I just put a little bit on the brush. And I like just tapping this into the skin instead of swirling or anything, especially since my complexion products aren't all the way dried. So this will just keep everything in place. Right now it might look a little loud, but I will calm this down. So as you can see how nice this really works as a bronzer. I do like putting a little bit on the side of my nose. I just think it gives, like a nice little sun-kissed look. A little bit on the apples on my cheeks. Okay, then just to calm everything down, I will go back in with the Stands Out sponge that has the Tower 28 on it. And just really press this into the skin. Okay, so now I'm going to go into, what did I do the other day, you guys? Oh, it's this here. It's by Chic Glam. I love this little cream blush, and I do have to shake it up a little bit. And this is in the shade, I believe, Rose Ritual. And I did place a little bit on the back of my hand again. I do find that, if I do place on the back of my hand instead of just, placing it directly on my face, I don't go as overboard. So I'm just moving a little bit of the blush around. I'm just going to tap this in. Again, that won't move any of the product that's under it, you know, have it slip around. So it's going to keep everything in place. And then I just take whatever's left on the back of my hand and I am going to place that into the bronzer or shadow. That'll just make everything look more put together. See how my skin is just looking so healthy and glowy? I just love this look. Okay, so I am going to set everything down now, and I do go in with the bronzer that I use for my eyeshadow. I'm just going to take a brush and just lightly go over where I place the bronzer. I mean very lightly. Because I don't want to add, you know, a lot more color, but I do want to set that. I'm going to set the whole face with my holy grail, you guys. This is actually my holy grail powder anymore. It's the Kosas Cloud Set Powder, and I got mine in the shade of Feathery, not Featherly, Feathery. And it looks like this, you guys. I use this every day, and I still have a lot of product, and I'm not super shy with it. So, and what I love about it is you will see that I will apply this, but I still will have a glow to my face. Again, I'm not shy, especially in my T-zone. And see how it calmed down the glow, but it's still, you know, there shining through. So it's like that healthy glow. Okay, so I am going to use a powder blush too. You guys, these are all optional. I just like to really secure my makeup down, especially if I'm going to be in 90, 100 degree weather. So I'm going to use my e.l.f. one here, and this one is the Bite Size and Pomegranate. And what I love about this is the shade, and it has like a shimmer over here. And what I tend to do is just kind of mix the two, and that way I don't have to use a highlighter if I don't want to. And it just adds a little something, and then I'm going to go into the shadow again, or the bronzer on my eye. And as you can see how everything just kind of goes together when I do that. So do you guys have plans for the summer? Do you have a lot of graduation parties? Is any of your kids graduating that you're preparing for? And it's just an exciting time. I love the summer. I think everybody becomes more cheery. You know, there's a lot of little, like I said, graduation parties to go to, weddings. So yeah, I would love to hear what you guys have planned for the summer. I really have nothing going on this summer except for my concert, of course, that I cannot wait for, and my daughter-in-law, her birthday, and you know, Father's Day, the usual stuff. But no major plans this year. So I do have one graduation. It's my neighbor, so I'm super excited about that. Okay, so everything is looking really beautiful, healthy, young looking, I think. And now I am going to go under the eye a little bit with the bronzer. And I'm just going to take this and a fluffy brush here, and I'm just going to place quite a bit of that bronzer on. And just kind of go all along the lower lash line. But I'm not going to make, you know, like a super thin line. I am just kind of swiping that back and forth, almost making it a little messy. And the reason why I like doing that, I think that it kind of takes the focal point off the wrinkles to where you have the shading. Okay, I'm still going to set my face, you guys, with setting spray. You know how I'm a true believer in that. And I'm going to use my POREfessional Super Setting Spray by Benefit. And the reason why I chose this, it's a little bit more of a matte formula. I believe there's a little bit of powder in there, so that's really going to lock it into place, keep it matte, but yet, you know, I still will have glow. You guys will see, because all the other glowy products are going to still shine through. So I'm just going to spray my Stands Out sponge with that instead of going directly on my face. I do like doing this every so often, and just tap that in. I just feel like product isn't wasted. You know, it's directly on the sponge, and I can pinpoint exactly where I want it to go. Okay, and for my lips, I'm going to use my Milani, and this is in Nude Entrance. I was so excited, you guys, when I found this at that Walmart that one time. It was my holy grail shade for the longest time. Again, all these steps are optional. You know, you could just put on some gloss. This is just what I would do if I was going to a picnic or a graduation or something that I'm just going to be outside with a lot of people. I'm just going to wear a gloss, you guys, and this is like a lip plumping gloss, and I get it on Amazon through iMethod, and I forget what it's called, but I'll put it in the description box below, and it's in the shade 603. So again, you know, it does have like a little bit of plumping action to it, but it's not uncomfortable at all. So here is the applicator here, and it's just very natural looking, and it goes really well with this liner. Okay, you guys, so this is the final look. I absolutely love this. I think it looks just so beautiful, natural, healthy. And yeah, this is definitely going to be the look I go for pretty much the whole summer. I think all the products that I chose today work very, very well together. I love this as an SPF in the summertime, whether you have a dry skin, oily skin. I think this would work for anybody. It's beautiful, has a slight tint. I think these two worked really well together. I think that the glow that it gave is just absolutely beautiful. I just feel like my skin looks so healthy. And all the products that I chose, they work really well together. I was over at the kids' house for Memorial Day. This is the makeup that I chose. If you guys follow me over on Instagram, you've probably already seen this look. But again, this is going to be the look I go for. And by the end of the night, you know, this is through that, you know, hot heat, sweating. My makeup still looked really, really good. So I'm just loving it, you guys. Again, this is probably what I do all summer long, especially for all outdoor events. If you enjoyed today's video, if you please hit that like button, you know how much that helps my channel. If you're new today, we really hope you stick around by hitting that subscribe and notification bell. I can't wait to see you guys on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. I love you so much. And until next time.